Sim fans, Racing 393. So we're going to try rFactor 2. They've had a lot of drops beginning this week. We're now Tuesday, so it's probably yesterday, Monday. They had the Daytona layout, the oval, and the 24-hour course. They had an LMP car, BMW car, and a GT3 M4 BMW. So we're going to take each one of those out. I'm not sure what track just yet. I don't think I'll do them all on the same track. I have tried these cars out before for a bit, but I'm having some real problems loading rFactor 2. It takes forever. I don't know why. I've had a fresh install and literally about half an hour. It's just too long. I've done everything. A fresh install, I've verified all the files. That takes forever. It could be that I've got an external hard drive which isn't particularly a quick one. It's just a USB external hard drive. Maybe that's the main problem, because I haven't got enough room on the PC, because all the hard drives that came with the PC, the Windows on, and the other one that came internally, they're nearly full. That could be the reason. But yeah, we're going to take these three cars out for a spin. Not sure if I'd add them all on one video. It seems that the shorter the videos, people watch more of it. Either that, or people don't want to watch all me because they find me boring. I don't know. But once it's loaded up, I'll do what I can, and we'll get a few laps in, and I'll just give you my thoughts whilst I'm driving around. I'll see you shortly, but in real time, heaven knows, hours. We are at the Daytona Road Course. It actually took a little bit of time for me to find the correct layout that had the updated, or the most recent iteration of this course. I seem to have so many on this game. I'm still not 100% if this one's the correct variant. So, but it's got the Motorsport Games logos and banners when driving around. So first off, if this isn't the correct layout, someone will have to let me know. But it looks like it is. I tried another one. It didn't seem like it was that refined. So what we're in now is a BMW M4 GT3, one of the new cars that Studio 397 have released, and we're just going to do a bit of practice. Now, I have checked the weather at Daytona. Now, although it's very early in the morning there now, I've kind of done the weather, how it will be going forward. So I've set the weather, the temperature, the wind direction, humidity. It's 8:30 AM, theoretically speaking, where I'm doing this from. It's just to add a little bit more realism to driving the car. So without further ado, I'm going to hop in, set my view up, and we'll take it out. Here we are, sat in the pits at Daytona in my BMW GT3. We're going to get the car start up, but on first impressions here, it's sat in the car. Yeah, it looks alright. The only thing I'd say, you can see I use my track IR. Down there on the center console, we've got a rear view Bosch camera, as you'd expect. in a lot of GT3 cars today. And then we've got a rear view mirror. I don't mind the door mirrors, but I don't think, and I can probably turn that off. Well, I have two. Maybe they do have two, but for the purpose of the game, maybe, I don't know. Do we need that in there? Pretty sure if I push the mirror key, those get turned off, but I don't know. Anyway, but other than that, yeah, it does look pretty detailed. I'm using my GT3 McLaren Fanatec wheel just because, and I've got my app running for tyre pressures. So ignition, right, everything's on. First gear. Out we go. Headlights are now required, it's telling me for some reason. I don't know why, because I can see. So what we'll do, we'll just take a little trip around the track. Just make sure my views set correctly. Yeah, so I've been to Daytona. Been lucky enough to go about 4 times in the past to the Daytona 500. And my first impression of just there coming out the pits, yeah, it does actually feel like, as in, not that I've driven the track, of course, but
disengage limiter.
But the sort of the atmospheric look to the track, because I did do a tour around it. So the infield, you could see from the tour, they took us around the track on a little tram, and yeah, I mean it's a bit surreal actually. You can see the banking there ahead of us, the oval. Yeah, well done, Studio 397. And that view there of the World Centre of Racing looks incredible. I mean, oh, I've stalled the car. Not looking where I'm going. And where I sat, just for my own personal thing, is, well, up there. Probably the second row up. You've got those seats, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in. I remember that. 7. So it's about around here where I sat. Good stuff. Right. Without stalling, let's take the BMW for a spin. Tyres are cold at the moment, so we've got 6-speed, we've got paddle shift, so no grip hardly. Everything's a bit cold at the moment on the car. But the outside tyres on the right hand side of the car there are getting hotter on the banking as we come through to the first full lap, more or less. One of the hardest turns in sim racing, I reckon. Turn 1 at Daytona. Tyres lose a lot of heat very quickly. I've got no heat in them now. So it's pretty much standard setup. Now straight out of the box, because I usually run them. About 510, 515 degrees of rotation on the wheel. So I'm going to adjust the brake bias a little bit here on the fly. So that's what I was running yesterday, about 51.5%. I just wanted some more heat in the front. So first impressions, yeah, like most GT3 cars, especially on this sort of track where it's wide open, it doesn't seem that quick. 6-speed.
That last lap was a 156.40.
First corner. Very difficult to find the correct line through there. For some reason it doesn't seem to be running quite as smooth today as it was yesterday. Slight lift there. Front calipers and brakes are getting quite hot now.
Sector 1 time is good. We've got cold tyres, we need to get some heat into them.
I am trying, Chief. So tyres are a little bit cool. The car does feel a little bit skittish. I mean, I think I'm on soft tyres. So we'll do like a push lap in a minute. And we'll see how we can get the car around. I think a 151 is kind of where I was yesterday.
62 time is good.
From memory. Yeah, the track's really, really good. I like that. The car feels okay. It's got nice force feedback through the wheel. You can actually feel what the car is doing. It doesn't.
You've just done a 154.43. That's your fastest lap. Your times are good in all 3 sectors.
Just wondering if you can feel when the car bites into the track. You kind of, it's different to perhaps what I would usually drive in rFactor, to be honest. No grip whatsoever there. I was in third. I mean, the front went really light, as it's supposed to. And I think...
Sector 1 is 4.6, off your best.
I think just the fact I was talking, not concentrating what I was doing, maybe then. But the car didn't feel like it was stuck to the tarmac. I don't know. I'll try one more push lap after this one. So the right hand side tyres are semi-green, so they're getting warmer. The inside tyres are just like an off blue, so they've got some heat into them. So we'll finish this lap, and I'll try a push lap, another one. So I might not talk as much.
Sector 3 is 0.32, slower than your best.
Not a lot of grip. Tyres are still the same.
Sector 1 time is good.
I'm not sure the car, the game, sorry, is running as smooth as it should do, as it was yesterday. But it's going to have to do for now. Tyres are warm now, warmer. Really try to attack the chicane there, the bus stop.
Your sector 2 time is quick.
We'll see what we can get now for the lap.
Your lap time was at 1:52.56. That's your best lap in this session. You're 0.2 off your best in sector 3.
Well, as the tyres do warm up, bit of oversteer there. Yeah, so I'll leave that there. We'll just get back to some replay. So here we are in a few laps beforehand. That's just where I went off there, so probably was a little bit my fault there, to be honest. So we'll talk around the lap while we're going round. So at first impressions, we'll talk about the graphics. Yeah, it does look really good. The car looks perfectly scaled and modelled. The track looks like as it should at Daytona. It does have an active airport in the background on the back straight. I believe it's the bit here as we come down there. So if you look in the background there, that's an airport. They do have planes coming in just randomly. So the car then. So the car took a bit of time to get those tyres warmed up. I know that's part of the sim. That works quite well. You don't expect the car to be stuck to the track immediately. Incidentally, the replay system here on rFactor 2 is quite extensive. Sorry, not intensive. Extensive. That's quite a good camera shot. Little camera shake. Typical NASCAR camera. Nice, Sam. I like that. Yeah, but the car feels a little bit on top of the track rather than in. But once the tyres do warm up, you start to get more feeling through the car. Now that probably does equate to a little bit of a simulation. It's not arcade. So I've got to kind of get my head round that, what they're trying to do. But then I do compare this car with other cars that I've driven in other sims around this track, namely, I think AMS2. I think more importantly, the last car I drove with any gusto was by United Racing Design on rFactor 2, and I was well impressed. I'll put a link to that video in this description. But this car, this BMW, just takes a little bit of adjustment and getting used to. The tyres weren't warm. I feel the tyres, I don't know, I don't know how many laps. I mean, it's quite obvious that the inside tyres only get lent on for a few corners, and the right hand side tyres have pretty much been tortured for the whole lap. So yeah, I mean that relates to what I would think. As far as the car feels, it looks great, sounds good, the interior's really good, force feedback's nicely done. My personal opinion, maybe a little bit more grip, but the track, amazingly modelled. If this is the right track, which I think it is because of the logos around, then it ain't going to get much better than that. Oh, so I think I stop here in a minute. Yeah, so let's we'll come out of that. I think this costs something like £4 or €4 or something. I don't know. So it's paid. Oh, the car. Sorry, I was yawning. So the car was about €4 or £4. The track, I think, was more like, I think it was 7. So you're looking at, you know, a good best part of €10, £10, for this particular setup. Yeah, the track's awesome. I like the way the track's modelled. The car, I suppose I'm less I have tried all the cars in this release, and I think this is the one that I'm, around Daytona anyway, least impressed with overall. I did, as you can see, 6 laps. I mean, you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little bit of like with the graphics. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know whether it's OBS interfering or there's my graphics card struggling. Shouldn't do. Anyway, so we'll get on. This is the first one. I'll the first of 3. I'll do a same intro, but a different actual content. I'm not sure which the car you'll see next, but I'll go and give them another. I'll try the other 2 cars. We've got the Indy car and the LMP car to have a buzz around. I'll probably do the Indy car around a different circuit anyway, to keep it more sort of where it's likely to go. So. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.